Welcome back. What a weekend, right? So this is Carlos again at Let's Talk. Ooh wee, what a weekend! What a weekend! Some good fights yesterday. So first and foremost, it's Mother's Day in the United States. So if you're watching this and you haven't said to your mother Happy Mother's Day, you done messed up. You done messed up big time. So I'm gonna stop talking for a second so that way you can tell your mom Happy Mother's Day. Stop watching me. Tell your mom Happy Mother's Day. All right, so let's get into it. So, as we know, what was supposed to be the biggest fight of the summer turned out to be super exciting. Good fight, a lot of action, a lot of punches thrown. Dimitri Bivol upset, in quotes, upset the greatest pound for pound fighter of this time, of right now. All right, so let's go ahead and let's get started at looking at all the clean shots that were thrown. So here's kind of the first problem that I really think that affected Canelo. Way too much show. Way too much show. He was more worried about the appearance and the flag waving and the music. Now, don't get me wrong, he puts on a great show, but yeah, I don't think he took Bivol as serious as he should have. And some of you did come on and say, you know what, Bivol's the better fighter and he's gonna win. And you were right. You were right. I was wrong. I thought he was gonna take him out. Bivol proved to be a much more skilled fighter. Did Canelo land some big shots? Yes, he did. Problem was, you'll see it towards the later rounds. He ran out of gas. Some would say it's because he went on a damn near vegan diet. Okay. Others would say that he's fighting at a weight that he probably wasn't used to. May have played a part in it. The diet as well. But that doesn't take away from the fact that Dimitri Bivol still did his job. And his job was to beat Canelo. Canelo had a strong uppercut that was working, as you'll see in a lot of right there, perfect, boom, landed right. Kind of the problem that I saw was, and I mentioned this in a comment, was Canelo going with the idea of, if it doesn't work, I'm gonna target the ad arm and I'm just gonna kind of wear the guy down, because it worked with I want to say Smith or Plant. I don't remember exactly which one. But Dimitri Bivol knew that, because he said it in the post-fight conference. He said it. I knew he was going to go after my arm. So what did he do? Well, he did what he was supposed to, and he just took it. Well, fuck it, you know? I apologize. I generally try not to curse on here, even though I curse like a sailor outside of the channel. If you want to be a champ, you have to sacrifice something, and that's what he did. He took the beating to his arm, and he did it. And you know, one of the things, you sit there and look, he threw that. That's a 4-punch combination in a counter. And I honestly believe that Canelo was not prepared enough for what he was about to go up against. He was way too comfortable with who he is, comfortable with his fighting style. And from Bivol's perspective, if you're the underdog, you fighting with everything you got. You're gonna sit there. You're gonna sit there and you're gonna take it. I don't know how many guys have fought in any type of combat sport out there that follow me, but when you fight in a combat sport, you know what the other guy's capable of if you've seen him already fight. And hey, sometimes you just gotta be like, look, man, under no circumstance will this guy win. I'm going to take this victory. I am going to do everything I need to win, and that's what he did. Do I call it an upset? It doesn't matter of semantics, I think, because Canelo is considered the best pound for pound fighter in the world, but he's not the best light heavyweight in the world. That was and remains Dimitri Bivol. So, is it an upset if the challenger loses? I don't know. If I'm the champion in my weight class and the best dude from another weight class wants to move up to take me and I beat him, I look at him as the underdog. I don't look at myself as the underdog, regardless of how many fights he has or who he is. Bottom line is, Dimitri Bivol was and still is the reigning champ. That's right there. You are seeing why he is the remaining champ at this weight division. I don't think the weight was a problem, although I do think from an experience I think Canelo should have fought maybe 1 or 2 fights as a light heavyweight before challenging the man for a belt. He needed to get used to what it's like to fight with an extra 10 pounds of muscle on him, or weight in any, whether it's muscle or fat. 10 pounds is 10 pounds. It makes a hell of a difference. It makes a hell of a difference. It shows. I'm still Team Canelo, hands down. I still think he's a great fighter. If Dimitri Bivol can continue to win like that, I will say that he's up there as a big time fighter. I liked his comment that he wants to be treated like a champion now. Outside of him and Canelo, who else is in the heavy lightweights? There was homeboy that fought Canelo on a whim. Canelo beat him last time they fought. I can't remember the guy's name. I want to say Lomachenko, but that might not be right. Correct me in the comments. I know somebody knows. Do y'all think that it was an upset? I don't. I think the champ showed why he's the champ. Now, if Bivol had dropped down to the 168 and beat Canelo, I would say that was a huge upset in Bivol's favor. But that's not what happened. Canelo went up. Now, some of you are going to say, well, he's used to cherry-picking fights, blah, 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 blah. Well, bottom line is that in the 168, Canelo did beat everybody he was supposed to. That's why he's undisputed, unified, and all the other cool little words that they like to use in boxing. That's a fact. So, you can't cherry-pick a fight if you're beating champions. Regardless of how good or bad the guy is, he was still the champion and he still lost. So, therefore, that doesn't constitute cherry picking. This fight was definitely not a cherry pick. And he lost. Clearly he lost. From about the 5th round he was losing. I've seen on Twitter, the infamous Twitter, Twitter's just a lot of times just the people that when they post on there, I don't know. I don't know what they're talking about. Somebody was complaining that it shouldn't have been 113 to 115 in favor of Bivol. Dude, Dimitri won. What more do you want from it? Does it matter? That's like in the NBA if you're complaining about the amount of personal fouls and team fouls that happened. Who cares? Your team won. It doesn't matter. He was clearly the better fighter. Hat off to him. You know, he had a game plan. He stuck to it. He did his job. I was in shock. Canelo had a lot of big punches, but he was loading up because he was done. He was done. He was done. He was done. And you're worried about how they scored it. People are like, well, that's a boxing ref, blah, 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 blah. Get out of here. The judges did right. The judges did their job, and they called it right. I don't want to hear it. You can comment about it if you don't like what I have to say. That's cool. I don't mind. I'm still going to keep to my point. You know. Like complaining about it, how many yellow cards were given out in a soccer game. Petty. Waste of energy to argue that. Now, if they would have called it a draw, I'd be like, you more than... Yes, you have a reason to be upset at the judges, but the judges got it right, hands down. I'm not going to talk about it no more. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Hit me with a like or hit me with a dislike. Either way, comment. Tell me what y'all think. I don't view this as an upset. I view this as the champ remains the champ for a reason, you know? Let me know if you agree with me. If you like this, go ahead and hit the subscribe. As always, this is Carlos at Let's Talk. If you talk to me, you know I'm going to talk back every time. All right. Peace.